The night she died, the land stayed silent. The rancher knelt in the dust beside her broken body, blood soaking into the same soil he had worked with his bare hands for years. Her eyes were still open, frozen between fear and disbelief. He touched her face once, gently, as if she might wake if he was careful enough. Memories crushed him, her laughter on the porch, her hands smelling of soap and sunlight, the way she believed the world was kinder than it was. Men had come in trucks, drunk on power, thinking a quiet man meant a weak one. They left her like waste and drove away laughing. The rancher stood slowly, the night wind pulling at his coat. Something inside him split open, clean and final. He whispered no prayers, asked no God for mercy. He pressed his palm into the dirt mixed with her blood and made a promise older than words. The land had taken her blood. The land would witness what came next. When he turned toward the dark horizon, his eyes held no tears, only a decision that could not be undone. By morning, the rancher moved like a ghost through town. He shaved his beard, washed the blood from his hands, and locked the grief behind his ribs where it could burn hot and focused. He visited places he had never entered before, the back room of a bar, a rusted shed behind a slaughterhouse, a pawn shop that didn't ask questions. Every name he learned carved itself into his memory. Every lie told to his face sharpened his resolve. He watched men laugh, eat, and breathe freely, knowing some of them had been there that night. Rage tried to rush him, but he held it back, turning it cold and precise. At his ranch, he laid out tools on the table, not weapons of war but instruments of certainty. Rope, steel, fire, things that had purpose. As dusk fell, he walked the fence line where she used to stand waiting for him, the horizon glowing red like an open wound. He didn't hate the world. He hated specific men, and he would make them understand exactly why they were dying. When the sun disappeared, the rancher mounted his horse and rode out, not chasing revenge, but delivering it. The first man didn't see him until it was too late. Dragged from his truck, begging, swearing he hadn't meant it, that it was just a mistake. The rancher listened, calmly, as if hearing the weather report. He tied the man's hands with the same steady knots he used on cattle, every movement controlled. The man screamed when he understood this wasn't a beating or a warning. It was a sentence. The rancher spoke her name once, loud enough for the night to hear, then did what he came to do. Word spread fast after that, whispers in bars, doors locking early, men checking shadows. Fear followed him like a second horse. One by one, he found them. Some ran, some fought, none escaped. Each death was different, shaped to fit the crime, but all were delivered without hesitation. Blood marked his path across the land, staining roads and memories. By the final night, the rancher was wounded, exhausted, and hollowed out, but the list was finished. The men who laughed had stopped laughing. The silence that followed felt heavy, almost respectful. At dawn, the rancher returned to her grave. The world looked unchanged, birds singing, wind moving through grass, but he knew better. He knelt and placed his bloodied hands on the ground, letting the pain settle. Revenge had not healed him. It had not brought her back. But it had kept his promise. The land was quiet again, as if satisfied. Sirens wailed far away, but he did not turn to run. He stayed there, breathing slowly, watching the sun rise over the fields they once dreamed about. When they came for him, he stood without resistance. His face showed no fear, no pride, only peace earned at a terrible cost. As he was led away, the ranch stood behind him, soaked in memory and blood, a testament to what happens when love is destroyed and a quiet man is pushed too far. The land would remember, and so would the world.